Okay, I'm not sure how this works because I never made a video through my phone, but I can show you guys the very basic of what cash secure puts are. Okay, so cash secure puts is basically wanting to buy something that is paying you while you wait. So let's say you want to buy for strategy, MSTR, right here in the upper left corner. Currently it's $101.28 on your upper right hand corner, right? So you filter this MSTR options, and this is the buy to open. Buy to open means you want to buy, open, call, or puts. Call is you want to buy something into the future, right? So cash secure puts is sell to open. So you are selling something that you want to buy, and it's puts, right? So cash secure puts, it's sell to open puts. So let's say I want to target July 24th. That is by this Friday, 4 p.m. Now I'm hoping I can get MSTR at $95. Its current price is $101. So most average Joe would say, I'll let the stock go down before I purchase. But instead, Wall Street says, hey, I want to get paid while I wait. So I'm willing to take the risk to purchase this before the expiration. So the strike price is how much you want to hit before the purchase. So you can see the highlight 102, that anything above that, it's in the money, and out of the money means you're further away from the current price. Is called out of money. Out of the money, it's a $95. And you can see here, mid $1.06, right below the put, is $1.06 per contract. That means one quantity equals 100 shares, and you get $99.35. Now, how much do you need to have it is 100 times 1. You need to have $10,000 in your account in order to purchase this. If by Friday, okay, if you go preview, it says sell to open $95 for MSTR put, expiring July 24th. Limit price is always $1. That means it is one contract. And commission is 65 cents. So it takes 65 cents for this actual transaction, which is very little. Estimated procedure is 99 and 30, right? So right now, if you place order, it'll purchase. Otherwise, it'll stay there, okay? So when you sell to open, that's what happens. So at the end of the expiration, which is July 24th by Friday, 4 p.m., by the way, you could sell at any point. You can sell at any point, or you can let it expire. So if the MSTR in the next few days does not go below 95, it does not execute the order, right? So it's been coming down regularly. So in 2 days, you can see it really does not go down to 95. Over here, it was 103. A few days ago, it was 99. So you have to be comfortable in purchasing at $95 when the current price is 101. So what that really means is by Friday, everything tanks and goes to 92. You're buying at $95. You're immediately down $3 per share. 100 shares, you're down $300. Is that a big deal? No, because if you look at the 5-day forecast, it went to 89, it went back up to 103, it literally went up to 104, and it went back to 101, and it fluctuates. So any daily movement doesn't really matter if you're investing long term. In the month window, you can see it was 108, went to 81, back to 100. It fluctuates. So if you get it at 95, you will automatically fill the position. Anything below the 95 by Friday 4 p.m. it'll fill, and you'll make $99. So people like me will buy 12 contracts, and that will give me 1,100 $11,092 if it doesn't fill. If it does fill, I still get $11,092 plus spending $100,000 or 12, say easy math, $100,000 to purchase this. So you need to have bank. So if you don't have bank, it's fine. You can start small, do one contract, make it $100 here, $100 there. Now, the further away you go from the strike price, so currently it's 101, remember. If you want to buy at 88, between Tuesday today to Friday is Tuesday, half a day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3.5 days, you expect it to go to $88. Is that likelihood? No. That's why the premium is much lower. It's at 23 cents. And that's why you only get paid $22.35 in the lower right corner for that contract. So if you have $100,000, this is how the rich people do it, right? The rich people, they have $1 million. So that's 100,000. So they buy 100 contracts because they have $1 million. And how is that better in interest rate? Of course it's better in interest rate because you could pay $2,200, $2,235 in 3.5 days, right? So that's someone's entire paycheck for that 3 days. Is it likely going to hit $88? No. So if you have $1 million, you can make $2,200. If you want to be riskier, you go to $90. The higher you go and closer to the gap between $100 and $90 is $10, right? The higher to the premium, now it's $3,000. Now let's say it's $100.94 on the 101 right now on the upper right hand corner. You want to buy it comfortably at $98. You don't care if it fills because it's going to go up and down. So you will get paid $19,000 for 3.5 days worth if you have $1 million. Nobody has $1 million on average Joe. So $100,000, $10,000. $10,000 gets you $193. So having $100,000 in your bank, you get paid $19.33. That's why a lot of people don't work because they can say, hey, I can get paid for that kind of money. Now, suppose it fills on $98 and it goes down, right? Then you could sell what? You could sell cover calls, right? So cover calls is the opposite of cash secure. Cover calls is owning shares and you will sell the call, right? So cash secure is selling to open puts. Call right here is selling cover call. Let's suppose you own 100 shares of MSTR at $98 and you want to sell the cover call, right? So you sell to open and it said, if the stock goes to $105, I want to sell it, right? So between now and July 24th, you will get paid $1.74 right in the middle here under the put. You'll get paid $173. Sorry, I don't have any MSTR in this account that I'm showing you. This is a mock account. So $173.35. That's what you get paid for selling that if the stock hits $105 at 4 p.m. expiration date. So let's say at 4 p.m. expiration date, the stock is $104.99. It doesn't fill. Then you keep the $173 and you don't buy the stock. And that's say it goes to 100. I'm sorry, you don't sell the stock. You keep 100 shares because this cover call is selling. What does cover call means? It's protection against the stock, right, going down, right? Because you are selling to make sure the stock doesn't really go up. You want to go down. So let's say the stock goes above 105 and the stock at the end of the day, the stock is $110. So, but you still have to sell it at 105. You're missing out the $5 per share, like I mentioned previously, right? So the lower you go, the closer to the current price is the higher the premium. So let's say I want to sell at 102. Now you have $283, right? So if you want to sell it at 101, it's $304. Now, that's only $1 or 50 cents to the current price. That's, of course, going to sell it. So are you going to risk $304 to get rid of your MSTR 100 shares, that's really dependent on you. So most people will go 10% above, and they say, I want to sell at 110, but I own 1,000 shares, which is 10 quantities, right? 10 contracts. Each quantity is a contract, and each contract is 100 shares. They can pay $673 free money. That's what they get. Now, the further away you go, this is the expiration. So you can say, I don't want to sell it 24th. I want to sell on the 31st. So on the 31st, now it's $2,500. So if you have one contract, it used to be $173. Now it's $254. The further away you go, the more money it is. But you are risking selling your stock at a price, right? So now if you look at the Flex Funds MSTR, was $193 and it tanked. And this is good because now we are in a recovery, right? In the last year, it was $418. Now it's $100. So why wouldn't you buy it? So back to my scenario. My example is, had you bought stock at $193 and it's worth $100 today, you'll be down $9,300. But if you keep selling cover calls, right? If you keep selling cover calls at $254 every 2 weeks, you take $254 into entire year, which is 2 weeks, 26 months. You'll make $6,604, and you'll be down. You will still be down $2,800, but you get majority of your money back, compared to someone who bought it at $193 and held it and never sell cover calls and taking a $9,500 paper loss, right? So now if the stock rips up, right, back to $193, then you will make $9,500 and you'll make $6,604 in the long run, plus, now at the break even, plus anything above that, you'll make it. So this is how the Wall Street does the cover calls and also the cash secure puts.